It's finally mock draft season, and it feels nice drafting with a ring on my finger. So, we appreciate you watching here on the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Jace Andrews, and today we're going to go through the first Chiefs Report 7-round mock draft of the Kansas City Chiefs upcoming 2024 draft. We appreciate you joining. Let's kind of start getting into the show here. I do want to pause and say that the Chiefs do not have a pick in each round. They have 2 in round 5, but round 6 was traded for Leonard Jr., and they also traded away their round 7 draft pick as well. So here are the draft picks they have as we stand. Round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, and then round 5 via Dallas, and then a compensatory pick in round 5 as well, which stands them at 6 picks in this draft. We're going to go through all of them and who I would pick if I was Brett Veach and the Kansas City Chiefs at every single one of those picks. But before we do that, if you're excited to see who the Chiefs draft in 2024, obviously we're doing mock drafts. We'll do some more and kind of go through some other people's mock drafts, see what they say. But if you're excited to see who the Chiefs draft, like the video. Let me know in that. Go down there, hit that like button. Takes a couple of seconds. I'm pretty excited. I'm going to hit the like button. So why don't you do it the same? I'd really appreciate it. Plus, it helps us know that you're excited for all the mock draft coverage and honestly, everything we can do with draft season, really, honestly, here already. So hit that like button, and let's get going on today's show with the first pick that I have for the Kansas City Chiefs being Adonai Mitchell, AD, as they like to call him. And honestly, I'm not going to say it, but I am going to say it. I had a little bit of a show about 3-4 months ago where I said the Chiefs should pick AD Mitchell. Now we're here at mock draft season, and I'm still saying it, and experts are saying it. I'm going to pat myself on the back here real quick, but besides the point, AD Mitchell, wide receiver out of Texas, played with Georgia for a couple years as well, and it could be AD, it could be Troy Franklin, it could be Keon Coleman, doesn't really matter. At the same time, it's going to be a wide receiver. I think that's the ultimate inclination I'm getting. The Chiefs will get a wide receiver in that round 1 pick, barring any free agency signings. If they sign T. Higgins, they sign Mike Evans, well, maybe they might draft a interior defensive lineman, or potentially a cornerback in that round 1 slot. But I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a wide receiver in round 1. If not, get one in round 2. But there's a lot of good options. Honestly, the depth of the wide receiver position is really good. And it starts with AD. I think at 32, that's a good slot for him. And my thing is, he performed at 2 different colleges. Obviously, at the University of Georgia first 2 years, where he had 426 yards in the first year, 29 receptions, which was good. Then didn't get to play the entire season just in 2022. 9 receptions, 134 yards, still 3 touchdowns. So that's a 1/3 touchdown to reception ratio. Pretty good. And then in 2023, this past year, got to finally see him in full effect with Quinn Ewers, 55 receptions, 845 yards, and 11 touchdowns. And the thing that I like about him is he performs in the big game. He played, obviously, in 5 college football playoff games. Played with 4 with UGA and played in 1 with Texas this past year. Guess what? He has a touchdown in all 5 games he's played in the CFP. I don't know about you, but I like that. Even the year that he didn't play the entire year, he still got a touchdown in each of those 2 games that Georgia played, ending it with Stetson Bennett and a national championship trophy. So, hey, if a guy plays better when the lights shine bright, I'm going to take that every single day of the week. Now, why are wide receivers the ones we're going to talk about? Well, it's pretty obvious. The drops were just unacceptable. 44 drops in the 2023 regular season, which was only comparable to the Browns, who had 42, and the Cowboys, who had 37. Just so you know, the last team to have this amount of drops, that was the 0-16 Browns from 2016, 2017, whatever it was. I mean, the fact that the Chiefs were Super Bowl champions with the same stat line as somebody who didn't win a game, listen, that's something. Now, obviously, if you kind of think of that in the opposite way, all right, we'll fix the drops. You should win the Super Bowl this year easily. We don't have to worry about that 5 or 6 game stretch where the Chiefs were really struggling. So we'll have to see, though. But I do ask the question, obviously. This is just me kind of throwing my thoughts out there. Do you like it? AD Mitchell, round 1, type Y for yes. If you like the pick, type in for no. I'm curious to see how y'all feel. I know that now we're closer to mock draft, closer to the NFL draft, so get a little bit of a inclination on how y'all are feeling. Y for yes, in for no. Do you like the pick of AD Mitchell in round 1? Let's go to round 2 here, pick number 64. I'm going to go wide receiver again just because in my mind, there's going to be a hole to be filled. It's going to be wide receivers, and there's going to be some guys that are cut. Tez Walker, Devontez, dude had some really unfortunate situations with the NCAA, was only able to play about 8 games this past year, but still, in those 8 games, they performed. 699 yards, 7 touchdowns, 17 average, and 41 receptions. And I think the thing that I like about Tez, he didn't really complain a lot. He was always like, I'm ready to go whenever. And he played with Drake May, who was a NFL caliber quarterback. And he played well. Imagine you give him Patrick Mahomes. I think this could be a really good combination. I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. Looking at a Chiefs wide receiver depth chart of Rashee Rice, Adonai Mitchell, Tez Walker, and Justin Watson, and then Sky Moore behind them, I kind of like that. I'm not going to lie. I think that's a really good young wide receiver core as well. You're not going to play that. So I think that's why you double up on wide receivers early, just because ultimately there's a lot of things you can go there. Plus, look at the Packers and the way they built their team. You have guys like Christian Watson, Reed. There's just Romeo Dobbs. There's a lot of young guys. The Chiefs could be like that with Patrick Mahomes, not Jordan Love, and a defense that is better than the Packers. There's a lot of things that could go right with that. So honestly, there's a lot of ways to be positive. Wide receiver, I think, has got to be the heavy fold here. At the same time, though, I think in some ways, if you're going to take a wide receiver in both rounds, what about going up to a team at pick 15, pick 12, saying, hey, we've got round 1, we got round 2. We'll give you both of them if you give us pick number 11. Say Rome Odunze is there, still left, fall us back. I think it'd be a good option. I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen, but if you're going to draft 2 wide receivers, might as well go kind of trade up there and see if you can find somebody who maybe would be willing to trade back. Obviously, they'd be trading back a long way, so it'd kind of have to be worth their while. But, I mean, it's a thought. You could obviously go up to like 25 with the Packers. I know the Packers have talked about trading their pick. Maybe Keon Coleman's there, although I'm not too high on him. But either way, I will say, though, if you want to go watch the rookies, whoever they might be in 2024, make sure you're using Game Time. You can still get $20 off your first purchase with code ChiefsChat. Obviously, though, football season a little bit away, but that's okay. They've got awesome deals on pretty much every ticketing event in your area. They got sports, they got music, comedy, and theater events, and they know that you shouldn't have to worry about buying tickets to your next big event, so they're going to give you the peace of mind when buying tickets with their best price guarantee. And guess what? I talk about new sports. Baseball season's right around the corner, and honestly, I'm excited to go. I'm excited to go check out some games. You should be too. The Royals open their season up with the Minnesota Twins on opening day. They got some spring training games coming up as well, so if you're in Florida, you can go check those out or want to make a trip, go to the beach, go watch a couple Royals games. I believe they're in the Florida League. They may be in the Cactus League. Either way, you can go check out some games. Honestly, opening day against Minnesota, going to be a nice one. Bobby Witt Jr. signing that big contract. Make sure you go check out the Royals games. Plus, they have a new stadium coming in here in a couple of years, so it's going to be some of your last chances to go check out Kauffman Stadium. So make sure you go get a game in Kansas City. It's going to be fun. Again, you can use code ChiefsChat to get $20 off your first purchase. You can do that with anything, concerts, whatever. Use the code ChiefsChat. We're going to put that in the comments and the link in the description of this video. But download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code ChiefsChat for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHIEFS, CHAT, ChiefsChat, no spaces, for $20 off. We'll put that in the comments and the description of this video. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets at the lowest price, guaranteed. Let's continue on with this mock draft. Leonard Taylor III out of Miami, the defensive lineman in round 3. I think PFF ranked this as a B pick or something like that. I don't know. We'll see at the end of the show. I kind of forgot. I like this guy overall. He's not going to blow you out of the water with his sack number. 7 sacks through 3 seasons at Miami. But he hurried the quarterback a lot. 36. And honestly, when you have Chris Jones, Charles Omenihu, George Karlaftis, all potentially under contract if you can re-sign Chris Jones, there is a very good potential that if you could just fill that spot with somebody halfway decent, and I think that's what Leonard Taylor is pretty good, go in there, you're probably feeling pretty good. Obviously, Mike Pennell played well in the Super Bowl, so you got some depth there, but I want to kind of continue to grow that. Felix Nduke-Uzoma could also play on the edge, but you need someone in the interior, and that's what Leonard Taylor could do for you more on the interior side of things, helping out with Derek Nottie being a free agent. You kind of want to try and fill that role. So that's the way Leonard Taylor kind of fits into my mock draft. Let's go into the round 4 pick. And hey, a Kansas State guy. What do you know? The Chiefs taking a Kansas State guy. Couldn't have thought. Hey, Cooper Beebe is going to be one of those. Beebe, is going to be a top pick. And I don't know why, but PFF did not like me picking him. I know it's a guard, and so he's more interior than outside. And Donovan Smith is going to be probably leaving. I don't think they're going to re-sign him, so you honestly probably more need a tackle. But the fact of the matter is he was a 2-time Big 12 Offensive Lineman of the Year. I think, obviously you can see he's built like a fridge. This dude is huge. He could move him over to the side. And I do say that the Chiefs do like Wanya Morris a lot. So they may try and get a guard that could potentially just play on that left side as well. Plus, Kansas State ties. I think overall, it just kind of works in a lot of manners. I know he's technically a guard. He could play tackle, though. Just slot him over one side. And if you see him here, he's actually more or less playing somewhat of a tackle-like position because you see there's no edge on this right side here. It's kind of setting that as well. So he can do a lot of things. And Big 12 offensive line of the year, 2 times running. I like that a lot. I will say this, not just mock drafts is what we got here. We got a bunch of stuff on the offseason. We got free agency rumors. We got trade analytics. Pretty much anything you want for the offseason, we got you covered right here on the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. So hit that subscribe button, lock us in, and make sure you're here for the entirety of the 2024 Chiefs offseason. Plus, draft coming up. We're doing a mock draft right now. When the draft is here, we're going to be live. Me, Sam, hanging out with y'all, having a good time watching the 2024 NFL Draft. Can't wait to do it, so hit that subscribe button so you lock us in right now. All right, Dillon Johnson, the running back from Washington at round 5, pick 158. The running back, and the reason I pick a running back here is because you're going to be short on running backs depending on how you sign them. You have Isaiah Pacheco, who's locked in. He's still on that 3rd year of the rookie deal. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, though, and Jerick McKinnon are both free agents. And I think you sign one of them back. I don't think you sign both of them back. You got Pacheco in the 7th round, so I don't mind waiting a little bit, go to round 5 here to get your running back in Dillon Johnson. I think he can fit in well if you say sign Jerick McKinnon back. I like Dillon Johnson as an RB2. Plus, great numbers at Washington. Great numbers. Over 1,000 yards, 200-plus carries, was agile, was really good in terms of just like playing through stuff, which I'll get to in a second. Got an average over 5 and 16 touchdowns on a playoff team. I like that. Now, I talk about how he played through things. He got hurt in the CFP semifinal game against the Texas Longhorns. But guess what? Championship game obviously did not go well for him, but Michigan playing them well. Johnson still was out there. I mean, he wasn't full force, of course, but the fact that he kept continuing to play through it, it looked like dude was putting his heart out there, which I don't know about you. I want somebody who has heart on my team, Dillon Johnson. He's got exactly that. I would love to see him in Kansas City Red. Hopefully, the Chiefs can make it happen. Plus, round 5, it's not that bad to kind of get a running back right there. Luke McCaffrey is my final pick of this mock draft as we have right there, the wide receiver out of Rice. He is the brother of Christian McCaffrey. I will say that. Now, I say this because I think he is underrated in some ways because of that, and maybe not because of that, but he played at Rice, so his competition wasn't exactly the biggest, I guess, or the best, but he performed well. And honestly, when you have a family gene of the McCaffreys, his father playing in the NFL, Christian playing in the NFL, his mother being a track athlete, I mean, there's just so much athletic prowess in that family. Why not take a risk on him? And honestly, it's not that big a risk. You're getting him in the round 5 at a compensatory pick. So, hey, may as well get him there. All right, so here's my full mock draft, and here's the grades. So, got an A- for Adonai. Devontez Walker, Tez got a B+. Leonard Taylor got a B-. Cooper, got a C for Beebe there, which I don't really agree with. Dillon Johnson, C+, and Luke McCaffrey, a B+. So, kind of curious to see. Obviously, this is what the PFF ranked each pick. How would you grade this entire mock draft? A, B, C, D, or F? I'm curious to see. That's Mitchell, Tez, Leonard Taylor, Beebe, Dillon Johnson, and Luke McCaffrey. I'm curious to see what you'll think. A, B, C, or D. Grade my first Chiefs mock draft of the 2024 offseason. Chiefs Kingdom, we certainly appreciate you hanging out with us for this entire time. We're going to have more draft content as we get closer, and obviously, free agency is now just around the corner, so we'll keep you updated on all things with that. We appreciate you as always. Peace out, Chiefs Kingdom.